NBA season begins next Tuesday, October 24th. So we're going to give you our NBA season preview a week early so you have time to digest it and prepare for the NBA. We're excited, even though it is still football season, but eventually we'll ramp up and warm up to basketball season. So, JT, we're going to play. This is what I named it. I went off script here. The NBA version of the check down game. We're just going to call it the fast break. I know you put NBA preview on the card. Should be the fast break.
All right, there you go.
All right. So quick answers. All right, more pressure. The Bucks or the Phoenix Suns?
Oh, it's the Bucks. Just because Dame was the talk of all offseason, the drama, the trade. Now he's with Giannis. The expectations are sky high. Like, we already know what the Suns are. We know what KD and Booker are. Like, we know that. So pressure is championship because Dame is there and he's with Giannis.
I disagree because I think people like Milwaukee. They like Giannis. It's a small market. So they're going to root for them. That's the difference. People will root for Dame Lillard.
They'll crush Kevin Durant.
Exactly. And that's why there's more pressure on the Phoenix Suns. Haven't they been the team the last 2 years? Like, they've been the team everyone's picking the last 2 years. Now, I think there's bigger expectations. All right, you fire the coach, Monty Williams, which I think was a mistake. You trade CP3, you're blaming him. And I'm not saying
you got rid of Ayton. Everybody thought, just get Ayton off this team, and he's holding us back.
Right. Everyone's blaming him, and then you bring in KD last year. Now Bradley Beal. I mean, you talk about pressure. I mean, I don't know if there's a team with any more pressure than the Phoenix Suns. All right, more likely to disappoint, the Celtics or the Memphis Grizzlies?
Oh, this is easy. It's the Grizzlies, man. Like, first of all, the West is loaded. Remember when John Morant was like, I'm fine in the West? Everybody else heard that shit. It was like, all right, we heading out West. And he's missing 25 games. I think the thing that's going to really hurt them, and it's not going to show up in the box stats, but I think just in team leadership and, like, sometimes you need that toughness in certain games, is Dillon Brooks is no longer there. And I feel like Dillon Brooks was the guy that was like their tough guy, good on defense, but also he was the guy that could take a lot of the criticism from the media and kind of shielded guys like Morant or Jaren Jackson or Desmond Bane. Like, having him was like having a Draymond Green. Like, sometimes you need that guy to be an enforcer, but also be a villain, take the pressure off of other guys on the team. I think they're going to miss him. I think Houston is going to like having him there, and he's going to bring the same thing that he did for Memphis there. And I just don't see how they get it all done. Like, I don't see it.
Well, the Grizzlies are not like a historic franchise, so I don't understand where these expectations. Like, you got to be able to disappoint means there's expectations. I still think they're too young, and people expect Ja Morant to mess up now and to post something on social media that JT's on 24/7. Like, the thing is, people are expecting that, but there's no expectation to be this great team. The Celtics, they have title aspirations. And don't they always, since the 08, I saw something, believe it or not, on social media the other day that said something like, there's never been a team that has gotten more out of one title than the 2008.
I told you that.
So
see, that's why I can't tell him anything. Bro, I swear, all the confidential conversations we have, I just know you put it in the folder to use later against me.
You didn't have me sign an NDA. I don't know what you
remind me to have my team drafted up.
So there's pressure on the Celtics. There's that expectation. And guess what? Don't we always know what they do? They fail and disappoint in the playoffs. Mainly to your Heat. Yeah, I agree. All right, so this next segment is going to be fun with the NBA prediction time. All right, we're going to look back in like 8 months from now and see how wrong JT is and to see how many I get right. So let's go right off the bat. MVP, who you got?
Realistically, I have no idea who this could be because if all else goes well, it's going to be Jokic, but I feel like that's not fair to just pick him because that's the easy one. So I'm living dangerously. I'm going to go with the guy that you picked last year. I think you were a year too early. I think it's going to be Jason Tatum. I think this year he's going to do it enough to not give the MVP to Jokic. So I think it's going to be him.
I think it's going to be Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm expecting a big year from the Bucks. I know sometimes it takes time to gel with the new star that comes into town, but listen, man, it's Giannis's NBA, and we all just.
So are you telling me I should take Giannis in tomorrow's draft?
Are you going to fix it that you're number one pick and number one overall?
If I could, I would just take Jokic. I've never had the number one pick in that league, believe it or not.
So I'm going Giannis, third best odds, but more importantly, I'm telling you, I just think he's going to have a whirlwind of a year, just take the league again by storm. And he's got quite the partner in Dame time this time. All right, defensive player of the year. I mean, Giannis could be up for that too.
He could be, but I'm going to live dangerously because for this guy to win defensive player of the year, that means he's got to play. But if he does, I'm sorry, I don't think there's a better defender in the league. It's Anthony Davis, man. Just look at what he did in the playoffs last year, like when he was healthy. By far, the best defender in the league. And it's not like we haven't seen him play up to defensive player of the year levels before. It's just, can he stay healthy? And I feel like he might be starting to move on from the injury bug a little bit and starting to get finally healthy. And as that happens, that defense is going to be there. So I'm going with him.
I'm going to go with Evan Mobley. He finished third last year in the defensive player voting.
It's crazy because, I thought he had a bad year last year, but
right.
Just on offense.
Well, that's what I think a lot of people look at, but you forget how good he was defensively, and he has the second best odds going in, only behind Jaren Jackson Jr. So I'm going Evan Mobley, and to be honest, I'm expecting a huge year from Evan Mobley.
So Giannis and Evan Mobley are either paired together.
They're going to be on my team. If you give me the number 2 overall pick, I'm going to have Giannis.
So if you got number 2
picking
Giannis ahead of Jokic, Embiid, Doncic, Embiid, and Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, I'm going Giannis. I'm not going to lie. If I have the number 2, I'm going Giannis. I mean, all right. I don't need to.
You giving up on Luka for Giannis? That's how I know you believe this.
Yeah, no, I would definitely go Giannis over Luka for sure. All right, sixth man of the year.
This is an ugly award this year because this could be anybody.
It's tough,
anybody. But I'm gonna go with the guy that I think will get better because he's always shown flashes. But I think his coach.
Don't take my guy.
His coach will literally put him in this position that this will be the ceiling, even if he does play above the sixth man. It's Immanuel Quickley for the Knicks because. He's guaranteed to only be a sixth man because Thibodeau will not change anything in his rotation. So I like Quickley. I would pick him for another award, but I just don't think he's going to get anything more than 6-man minutes.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's like that safe pick. He should win it. I went a little bit dangerous here, I think, and now I'm starting to second guess it. I'm going to go Rui Hachimura. The question is he going to come off the bench? And if he does, he's shown glimpses of some good stuff, whether he was with Washington or late last year with the Lakers. So I think that Rui can be that sixth man, and he could fit that nice playoff type team that they have. Next one, most improved player.
All right. I'm going to give you the answer that I feel like will win it, but I don't think he should count as a most improved player. And I'm going to give you the guy that I think, if this were a fair award, who should get it. The guy that's going to get it is probably Mikal Bridges because he's going to have a full season to build on what we saw after he got traded to Brooklyn last year, where he just went nuts. And I'm like,
and we saw him. He's the odds-on favorite.
He is? Okay, so I was like, we saw him do it, but I'm like, how can that be improved? Most improved is like, we never seen this before.
You were scoring 7 points off of like 12 minutes, and now you jump up to 18 points.
Exactly. Like this dude was putting up 30 points a game in Brooklyn last year, and he never misses a game. So like, how can you improve? But the guy, I'm going with the sleeper pick here. We both love this guy.
No, you're gonna pick
we both love this guy, and I feel like the coach that they have now is going to be the guy to unlock him. Finally, we're waiting for this moment. Alfred Şengün for the Rockets. It's him. It's him. I said it before. Baby Jokic can score, can rebound, can assist. And I know he gets shit for his defense, but he ain't that bad. Like, all he needed was a coach to give him minutes. And I think now that Houston's out of the tanking phase and now they got your boy Ime in there, Şengün going to do work.
That's who I had as well. And
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that's why.
Damn, this draft gonna be best of tomorrow.
I'm devastated over here. I agree. I think it's him. When we talk about most improved, his stats are gonna back that up as well. And I'm gonna stick with that as well because I want to be right. I want to be right. And even though you're finally gonna be right, I've got to stick with that answer. So we both agree on that one. All right, next one, Rookie of the Year. Don't take my guy.
This is another one. Like, no matter what we say, it's going to be Wembanyama. If Wembanyama has a decent year, it's going to be him. So that's my pick, but I'm secretly rooting for Chet Holmgren.
No, you took my pick again.
It's a 2-man race. It's only going to be one of them two.
Before the show,
so I'll take Wemby and you can take Chet.
I want to tell the listeners and viewers something. Before the show, JT's like, why don't you just intro everything? And I thought that was odd. I knew he was setting me up.
He did it last show and it worked out
and well. He knew that those were the guys I was going to pick. So I've got Rookie of the Year, Chet Holmgren, because even though everyone wants Wembanyama to win it,
I want him to earn it.
To win it, I think the thing is Chet's going to play really well. And that Oklahoma City team's giving me good vibes out of there. And I think he's going to be the beneficiary of that compared to Wembanyama. And maybe the Spurs won't be so good and it'll be a bad reflection on him, even though it won't be his fault.
Agree. I mean, also, Chet's been in the league for a year where they're adjusting to NBA life.
Granted, he was injured. He was injured.
The foot injury does concern me because with those type of injuries with guys that big, at some point he's going to re-injure it. It might not be to the severity of the first time.
Right.
Maybe it won't be this year, but I do want Chet to win because I feel like if he was in the league last year playing not injured, I think it would have been crazy 3-way tie between him, Paolo, and the guy I picked, Jalen Williams. To
there
win.
There was no 3-way tie.
It would have been a 3-way. It would have been a 3-way battle, man.
I made this prediction last year. I was right as usual. There was no tie, bro.
Easy road out. It was only going to be him.
There's no tie. This is why you wanted to go first. Is this why you wanted to go first this year?
Even a starter. I was like, I like this kid.
Is this why you wanted to go first this year? So I couldn't get the answers right. All right, next one, Coach of the Year.
My man Mark out in OKC. You already said it, man.
No,
Mark D.
You did
Mark
it again.
D. It's set up, man.
To say his last name.
Sam, hey, look. The Thunder have done all this tanking and pick building, and now they got a team that on paper looks like it's scary. And now they're going to actually try to win games, man. My man Mark D, Coach of the Year.
Yeah, you don't even know how to say his last name. This is the last time I do predictions, and I let you go first. You're introing from now until the end of time we do this show. Predictions. You go first because I had him too. You don't even know how to say his last name. My guy Mark D. There's a lot of Mark D's out there.
Mark Arcidiacono II.
It's not Diacono.
I know. I wanted to hear you say it
Mark Daigneault.
I know. I just wanted to hear you say it. You're so great at pronunciations.
You don't know.
I call him Mark D. That's my man.
Listen. I would go Mark Daigneault, but since you went with him, I'm going to pick a second one as well. I'm going to go the guy in Orlando, Jamal Mosley. I think they make that next.
He deserves it because
probably last year
they were almost a play-in last year.
Yeah,
and I feel bad for guys like him because I think he is such a good coach, but I feel like teams only see him as like the bridge. Or you build up a young team, and then when you get them ready to that point, we bring in a new guy. So,
yeah, see, Scotty's laughing. Arcidiacono, bro. You know why? Because Scotty's a big Villanova fan, so he loves you through in the Villanova guy.
That's what we call comedic genius. I can make everyone laugh with just one joke. It means something to different people. That's comedic genius.
You
pay me for it.
You're just being rude. All right, I got Jamal Mosley in addition to Mark Daigneault. So, comeback player of the year.
This was tough.
I think I should go first because you're probably
go first.
I'm going to go Cade Cunningham. He got hurt early on in the year. It was a big injury, the stress fracture, I believe. And I think he's going to, how much you know how much I love Cade Cunningham's game.
I think I know your first 5 picks of this draft.
You do. I'm not going to lie about it. I thought you would know anyway. And then on top of that, I named my fantasy team after him, and then he gets hurt.
Cade kid.
So
loved it.
First Cade kit. I really needed a first Cade.
Your team was struggling last year with some injuries,
but I still made the playoffs.
Who'd you lose to?
I worked my magic. I'm going to go Cade Cunningham. I think he has a big bounce back year.
I like Cade. I think he can definitely do that. The guy that I'm going to pick I think he's going to have a better year than last year because he's healthy, and I also think there's a chance that he gets moved to a team where he can have a fresh start and do better. It's Karl-Anthony Towns. Like, I think he is too talented to not bounce back to what we've seen maybe like 2 years ago. So I'm going with him.
Interesting. Okay. Last one. This is the big money one. NBA Finals pick and the winner.
All right. So we go on Eastern Conference first?
No, just give.
Okay. I went ECF.
Nah. We don't do ECF, and
we did it last year, man.
That's too much. Let's go.
I'm gonna do it. No anyway.
One cares.
So I'm going with a rematch of last year in the ECF. I'm going Celtic versus Heat, and then I'm going the Nuggets and the Suns in the West, and then I think our luck runs out. I think the Celtics get us, and they're gonna play against the Suns, and I think the Celtics are gonna win it all.
Interesting. I'm going to go Milwaukee Bucks, and I'm going to go a little dangerous here. I'm going to go Sacramento Kings. I think it's their time to shine.
Oh, that's it. Sabonis second round. Sabonis in the second round. I already know. Damn, bro. I'm literally going to map out your first 7 picks of this draft.
Can you give them to me?
No.
Can you just give them to me?
I'm not going to give you this all-star team. You got to earn it.
Well, I think it's the Sacramento Kings. I think they're going to be not as sneaky, but when they get in the playoffs, they've got that experience now.
Healthy.
And what's that?
They're going to be healthy in the playoffs this time.
And if they can be healthy, I think that they could beat anybody in there. It's going to be tough. The West is tough, but at the end of the day, I've got Milwaukee Bucks winning it all. They have the pedigree. Now they got Dame. They're going to do it for Dame. Good basketball town. So I'm going the Milwaukee Bucks as the champs over Sacramento.
So basically, I mean, I like the Kings. That's a sneaky pick. You just gotta hope that Keegan Murray takes like that next step.
Yeah,
I think that's couple guys for them.
Yeah. Couple guys will definitely need to there. And the bench has to step up like they did last year as well. So
perfect.
It's a risky pick.
No Sixers love on this show. I can live with it.
Yeah, but you still gave love to the Celtics. See, you got Scotty all happy now.
Because you know what? I'm realistic. I thought the Heat window would be dead 2 years ago when we lost, and we got a little bit more life left, but I just can't see us winning this way without acquiring talent like that's ready to win now. Like if we had Dame or we get James Harden, my mind will change. But I'm like, we're basically going to be down to Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo again. I've seen that.
You see teams improving during the offseason, but you didn't see how the Heat improved. So how did they jump? How did they jump the Celtics and the Bucks?